Hey E39 owners, just a quick follow-up video, a supplement video really. This is in regards to the actuator replacement and the latch on the driver's side. This is, I do have a 2001 525i, and of course I was having the locking problem. I was having a couple problems, but this one we're going to talk about the actuator because I've thanks to Fudman, I think, and EconoBox, and I'll make sure it's in the link. They have a great PDF and some pictures on how to get this replaced. But there's just some nuances that makes this kind of hard, but hopefully this will help you out, right? So here's the orientation. This is a lock piece. Imagine the door's off, so it sits like this inside the door, or like this rather, right? So here's the latch, locks down. So when it's inside the door, it looks like this. There's a cable that attaches to this, and that attaches to this here. Right? So lock position, door closed position. That lifts up, opens the door from the outside. And obviously, and here's this cable that does the in the door. Now I was having a problem with this too, and I uploaded another video. I'm going to put it all together with this. And I resolved my problem. It may not be your problem, but I resolved my problem. So this cable, you know, when it pulls, it unlatches again. Okay, so basic operation, right? Here's the actuator. This is the actual actuator that goes bad eventually. You got to get it replaced and all that good stuff. So when your door locks, mine wasn't activating immediately. You know, the other doors worked fine, but this one sometime would do it. Then I have to do it twice, meaning manually or with the remote. Then it eventually pop up, and of course you want to go ahead and get it replaced. So all you have to replace is this part, but you got to take it out. And there's a great instructions on how to do all that. But this video is just a supplement that make it easier. So how do you get this out, right? This little piece, see it slides down completely. Then it pops out, and of course this is put to the door, controls the actuator. There's another piece right here, so when it's inside the door, you know, it's all cramped, so you got to get up in there. But what it looks like, it's a little tab there, pull it off, well, and it'll pull off, micro switch thing. Then that's the electronic pieces, right? To get this off, obviously just it's going to be clipped into the metal door panel, or the metal door. Then you just need to pull on it this way, and then to release this little clamshell thing here. Okay, so also I'm going to turn it so you can kind of get a better view. You're going to have that cable that's going to be on pretty tight. And if you notice, they have instructions, but it's hard to see. So basically, what you need to do is, I think Fudman talked about pushing this up, right? And setting the battery in place. So that kind of holds it up so you can unhook the wire first. Then there's a little red grommet here that fits right on there. And that's going to be a little, you got to play with it, but it comes off. What I end up doing, I didn't have to use the battery. I just took one of these. I get my hands up in there and I could just push it up. Release the wire first. Once you release the wire, the easiest way to get this, because this is going to be in there, you know, it's a little tight, but the easiest way for me to get it on there, once I got this part off, because like I said, it's just a piece of wire, and it just slides out of the little thing there, and it'll be loose, but this will be a little bit tight on there, just a little bit. It's a little hard to work on. The easiest way I found to get it off was once I released this, then I went ahead and took off all the screws. So that's what's holding it. So when it's in here, you got the screws. I took them all off with the torque screw, right? Then you can move this up, and that makes this wire easy to play with, and it'll just pop out. So that makes it easy. Also this, right? You could just pull this off with your hand. Now, they talk about parallel, right? How do you get this parallel? Let's see, hopefully it comes out. look at it, right? This club piece, or this round piece rather, not the club foot. This round piece, that's the lock, because this is the locking mechanism. So in order to move it, you got to simulate close, right? Because this is the locking rod that goes up and down. That's the rod. And make sure when you hook it in, I don't have it hooked, you got to hook it in from this side. I did it backwards, and I had to take it out because it wasn't freely flowing. So when you hook it in, you got to hook in this way with the rod up. In order to do that, you have to take the shield off. So, you know, mine fell off and I just put it on wrong. There's a backwards way of doing it, so you'll have to make sure it's hooked in correctly. And typically there's also a shield here, but you can take it off, remove this screw, a shield comes off, and you'll see that. So, but again, yeah, you know, that's all that is. You lock it, and this is just the up and down lock. Also, when you're putting it back in, notice how these are aligned. So you get this parallel as described in Fussman documents. This doesn't necessarily move. It springs, but it doesn't do anything, as far as I know. But this is the actual lock. So if you look, they're all lined up. So when you put the new one back on, the free flow in this part here goes into the lock piece. That's what moves the lock up and down. So in this case, once you put it back, orientation would be this way. So the easiest way to get it back in is to get this piece in there, this piece first, then of course making sure this club piece, or this round piece rather, slides into the sliding part here, and this little hole will go here. So it'll all just fit in place. So it's going to take some doing, a little bit of, probably can't really show it on camera, but the way I found it easiest way to do it is put it here, you know, lean it forward, set it in, make sure the round piece rather, I don't know, I keep calling it club, the round piece fits in and it just pop in place. And of course, there's only really one way because it fits. The little groove fits here, so you'll see it, and that's the easiest way to get it in. All right, so just want to kind of update that to give some people some ideas on how to work this. Also this shouldn't move. On mine was moving, meaning that's why you see this blue piece. So I just tied it in because there's a little clip, and mine just happened to break and it was sliding completely up. So make sure, you know, or you won't, if it's moving, I couldn't slide my micro switch, this piece, back in. It was moving all the way up. So what I did, I just tied it down with a piece of wire in this case. But and it allowed me to push in, right? It only goes in one way. There's kind of a little clip there you can see on one side, and it just slides back in. Again, what was happening on mine, as I was trying to slide this in, it was sliding up. And once you get the shield back on, you can't get access to any of this stuff. And this is a screw that holds the shield on. What else? I think that's just about it to help with those little nuances. Oh, also, that's the little keyhole. The little toggle thing that goes in, it goes in here. So you shouldn't have to move it, but this is what turns the cylinder. So it is kind of lined up. But I imagine when you pull it out, you probably shouldn't have anything to do it. But if you look, you'll see it's kind of like got little notches in it. If you look at it look through the little hole, once you have all this open, you'll see how that lines up. So what happens is when it's kind of toggled. So in order to fit it in, when you push everything back in, it's going to get here. And when you slide it in, it's going to straighten up. That's the way it's sort of. It should just slide right in there. So you're going to have to do all that by feel. But basically, that's how it's going to work. So in this case, orientation, door, the notch, that little toggle notch is like this. But when you slide it out, it pulls down this way. So when you get it back in there, you of course, feed this up, feed the latching knob up, and you want this toggle switch to be down. Then when it comes in, you're going to line it up all by feel, because it's going to be, you know, you can't really see inside the door. Then it's going to just toggle into there like that. So hopefully that makes sense. I think when you see the PDF, that would all make sense. And that's just to give you kind of what you're trying to deal with here. And I find that once you kind of understand what you're dealing with, it makes it that much easier. So good luck with that. Again, this was for the actuator. This is the actual actuator. Apparently they go bad. I don't know, 30 bucks. You can get a used one, but you might as well just get a new one. This is an old one. This is a used old one. So anyway, good luck. And I got mine, everything working, and it's working great. Took me forever, but I finally understand the operation of it. All right, so good luck out there. Thanks.